video, even though it has 600,000 views, because I audio swapped it or whatever, and whenever you put that song on it, it like, they get all my money. So whoever fucking made that song, like, they just
Okay, and with the recent update, this has came back where you basically just sit here and watch the game play out, and it takes an hour and a half to load in. Like, alright, there we go. So we're out here, part 2, with the best sniper in the game. And some reason my gold is yellow right now, but that is the gold camo, and the textures are loading up because apparently this game hasn't been finished. And I'm pretty sure that's why people that usually don't like the newer Call of Duties is, even though they have more time to work on it, they just try to overcomplicate things, and this is not a finished game. And it wasn't whenever it came out. Neither was Infinite Warfare. I mean, you have 3 years. They just they second guess themselves every single time they make a new Call of Duty. And that's why people don't like them as much. Do I like them as much? No, I don't. Does anybody like them as much? No, I don't think so. But it's just, it's a pain in the ass, dude. These games are not finished. The textures don't load. They just overthink everything. Like Black Ops 4, I thought it was going to be amazing Call of Duty. But now that I heard that they're not going to have a campaign, because they just want to focus on multiplayer, yeah, that is a recipe for disaster. They're going to second guess everything, and that's why the older CODs were better, is because they didn't second guess everything. It wasn't overly complicated. You didn't have, 60 perks, but only 3 of them fucking were useful. I hate that, dude. I hate how unfinished these games are. Like, why Black Ops 1 is what? Came out 2010. Why is it so much more polished than this game? Why is it so much more polished than Infinite Warfare? Why did Infinite Warfare come out with no leaderboards? Yeah, Black Ops 1 had a year to make, and it just had the best combat record we've ever seen in Call of Duty. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And now, I guess you could say these games offer more content, which they do, and I'm not saying I enjoy playing these a lot less, and I'm gonna quit COD because of anything, I'm not gonna quit COD ever. I love Call of Duty. I love Call of Duty more than Fortnite. Obviously, Fortnite is the most popular game. I love Call of Duty. I also love other games like Zelda. I like Zelda more than I like Call of Duty, but obviously I can't sit here and play Zelda all day. This game keeps me distracted and keeps me occupied more than any other thing I've ever done before. And that's why I love playing Call of Duty. I love playing video games, period, but this is the cream of the crop. Back in the days when I played Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 2 when they came out, those were like the most funs I've... Oh shoot. For some reason I thought I was going to hit a quad head right there, which something I've never hit before. Now, I've came really close to hitting some a lot of the time, but just never hit them. I just feel like the reason why these games they come out so fucked up is because they just focus on the dumbest aspects I've ever heard of. Ever since supply drops were introduced, besides Advanced Warfare, we just have had incomplete games ever since. I'm not sure how there could be a correlation between the two, and I'm not trying to make a correlation between the two. That's why Epic is doing so well with their game, is because they updated, they listen to everyone, even though the new update kind of fucked the game up for me. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but kind of makes it a bit less enjoyable, and I'm pretty sure that's the census of the entire community, is most people think that the new Fortnite update, fucked up the game a bit. But that's not going to ruin Fortnite. I don't think Epic could ever ruin Fortnite. If, they just listen too much. But I just think, in the process of a game, Call of Duty does not reach out to anybody. They just sit in their fucking shell and create the game. They need to talk more to the community and find out what the community wants, because obviously it ain't fucking working. And I feel as if, as per the last games, it's more exclusive to, Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer. Because, if Black Ops 3 never came out, dude, this game would be in, this franchise would be in a world of trouble, even worse than it is now, because Black Ops 3 kind of saved this franchise. I know that sounds weird because of Jetpack COD, but as like a community, everybody liked Black Ops 3. As a whole, like everyone in the community really liked Black Ops 3, in the competitive scene it was pretty good. And, competitive doesn't always translate to public matches. I love playing competitive in Ghost, and I love watching competitive in Ghost. But pubs were not good in Ghost whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with that. Pubs in Ghost was fucking cancerous. But, I don't know, dude. It just doesn't make sense because the connection in Ghost was good. It's just, how people played the map was absolutely horrendous. But the competitive map's really good. And I really think that Ghost is a really balanced game. Even though that the MTAR and stuff kind of taken over, the MTAR and the Vector were like, the cream of the crop and the pinnacle of weapons as far as they go. I love those games so much. Whether it be a public match, I just really prefer LAN host. And this whenever I did I played game battles and stuff when I was younger a lot on those games. So before I sniped, I played game battles and played competitively a lot on Advanced Warfare and games like that. Advanced Warfare is one of my favorite Call of Duties. I say it's top 2, that and Black Ops 1, which is crazy because they're like polar opposite video games. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the disaster in Call of Duty is nowadays. Like, I couldn't tell you what makes this game bad, because it's just I don't know. A lot of people say that YouTubers destroy this game because they come out with, you know, the exploits and stuff like that, which I don't know. It may be true. Like, I was watching Thunder's video a while back, and he was talking about when Modern Warfare 2 came out, you know, YouTube wasn't the biggest thing in the world. Or when COD 4 came out, YouTube wasn't absolutely horrendous. Like, it wasn't huge. And they were saying, you know, that if YouTube existed in that time, it would have ruined those games. And I'm not sure what he means by that, but honestly, as he was saying that, I could kind of see where he's coming from. Because, you know, they come out with the best class setup, or, like, they show some exploits or some glitches or things like that. But honestly, as much as I hate COD 4, I would rather play a game that I hate that everyone else loves. Like, me personally, I love supply drops and I love weapon variants in a game. I feel like it just adds more to a game. But I would rather them not have it than for them to have it. And if I hate Ground War, but if Ground War was the only thing that could be played, and then everyone loved Ground War, I'd be like, you know what, I can deal with that just as long as everyone loves the game and everyone is playing it. Because honestly, I would much rather everyone be happy and me just be, you know, kind of happy with the game than with this game. I like this game a lot. It's not the best Call of Duty, obviously, but everyone hates it. And I would just rather everything be fixed. Even if I don't like the way it's being fixed, everyone love it, and then me kind of just not like it. Because I like weapon variants. In this game, there are no weapon variants, which I'm fine with, because people are happy that there's not weapon variants. But I would be happy if there were. But that would make me unhappy, because then everyone else would be unhappy, and I don't know, dude. Maybe, I don't know. My perfect Call of Duty, I'm pretty sure would be hated by everyone, because my perfect Call of Duty is honestly like a boots and on the ground Advanced Warfare with like 25% smaller maps, obviously. I love the weapon balance in Advanced Warfare, and I don't feel like it just, you know, okay, the two games that we have weapon variants in is Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare, and I don't feel like the ones in Advanced Warfare were OP compared to the ones in Infinite Warfare, because Infinite Warfare, the guns didn't have any drawbacks for the most part. Like 90% of the weapon variants did not have a drawback, but in Advanced Warfare, say you would have a bow with, you know, more ammo, but more recoil that came with it. That's like, you know, it would have a give and take with most variants in the game, you know. I can't speak for every variant, because obviously I don't know of every variant. But even like the enlisted variants, you would have like the quick bow, it would be like, you know, up one fire rate, down one mobility is what it was. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. That's how most variants were in that game, and that's why I feel like they weren't overpowered, or maybe they were better, but I feel like the weapon balance in that game was the best. I feel like the weapon balance in COD has always been great. I mean, you die so fast that honestly doesn't matter that much. I see in sniper rifles how it could be different between like the CAR and the Springfield, or the Ballista and the post-patch DSR. I honestly do understand that, but as fast as you die in this game, it kind of is crazy. You know, unless we're talking about the M16, I don't really believe that a lot of things are overpowered. I mean, they could be a lot better than the other things, but not overpowered to where you couldn't kill someone. Overpowered in my mind is, you know, you can just take someone out with a gun no matter what. And obviously there are weapons like that, but I don't feel like, you know, the MP40, you know, obviously was an exception. I feel like that was overpowered. But other than that, like, you know, I feel like a lot of guns are like listed as overpowered when they're not. Like, obviously the snipers in this game aren't overpowered. Statistically, they're not, and it doesn't make sense to call them overpowered, because I don't know, it's just, you know, honestly, it doesn't matter the gun statistics, it just matters the maps and how the games play, obviously. Because how could a bolt action sniper be overpowered? I do believe that you should correlate with something's performance with how annoying it could possibly be. Like, even though I don't feel like shotguns have ever been overpowered unless, you know, the pre-patch, sit down boy, except the pre-patch akimbo models from MW2 were obviously overpowered, but those were pre-patch, where you could shoot them basically across map and snipe with them, which was insane. Obviously that's overpowered. But as far as like the Remington goes, I feel like that's like, you know, it feels overpowered, but honestly it's really not. It's just super annoying, and every time you get killed by it, you basically make a mental note in your head like, yeah, I just died by that, which makes it, what the hell? Which makes it super annoying and seem a lot more overpowered than what it actually is. And I don't know if I'm making sense at all, but now whenever I die by a sniper in this game, I'm like, you know what, they are overpowered. Who the hell did I just die by? He killed me that quick? Whenever I die by a sniper, I'm like, you know what? They really are overpowered. But it's like, you know, how could sniping be overpowered? It's like, you know, you can kill them from a distance. Now, I do feel like sniping shouldn't be as good as it is in, say, this game or Black Ops 2. I do feel like you have to correlate it with how annoying it could possibly be because it could ruin a game. But then again, you look at, like, the most popular Call of Duties. MW2, COD 4, Black Ops 2. They're, like, the easiest games to snipe on. And those do the best. So I don't feel like, you know, a Black Ops 1 style, even though I would prefer that just because I hate dying by snipers, and I feel like most people hate dying by snipers. But it's not like, I mean, looking in the past, it's not what Call of Duty players want. Even though they might say it, I mean, the best games, the most well-received Call of Duties is everything has been good. So well, my perfect, I don't know what I want in COD. It's just, I don't know. It's hard to do this COD math where it's just, because then you say that and it's like, well, there's no proof that quickscoping, or I just feel like, I don't know, dude, it's really confusing. I just feel like when Call of Duty, you know, whether it's Treyarch or Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer, they should, you know, interact with the fans a lot more, and the people who are going to be buy their game and ask them, you know, what do you want to see? Maybe come out with like a poll on Twitter, because the last thing I want to do is see this franchise die.